Hi, and thanks for watching Parks in Your Pocket. My name is Dave, and today I'm taking a look at Star Tours here at Hollywood Studios. Now, just for your reference, I am 6'8" and I weigh over 350 pounds. Let's see how this Star Tours ride measures up for us big and tall riders. Star Tours is a 3D projection space flight simulator ride that takes you through the Star Wars universe. The ride has multiple randomly selected action-packed scenes that your ship will fly through. After getting your 3D glasses and listening to the safety briefing, you'll enter one of several small theaters. These theaters are on moving platforms and will make you feel like you're flying through the scenes. Due to copyright concerns, I can't show you clear footage of the ride itself. But stick around near the end, there's a little bit of footage that'll give you an idea of what the ride is like. The seats on the ride are rather narrow and the armrests are rigid. So if you have wide hips, you might ask for the accessible seat, which has an adjustable armrest and is in the front row. Or you could ask to be seated in the last seat on the back row, which doesn't have an armrest on its left side. So what are my thoughts on Star Tours here at Hollywood Studios? Well, from a big and tall perspective, if your hips are any wider than mine, you're going to have a little bit of a hard time sitting in the seats. If you sit in the front row, or if you sit in the back row on like the end, then you'll have a little bit more room because you don't have the two armrests. Every other row is going to have armrests that are kind of tight. I know that when I first rode the ride, I couldn't find where the seatbelt was because you have the armrest and then the seatbelt buckle comes up right underneath of it. And being so tall, I looked down and I just saw the armrest. I couldn't see the seatbelt buckle. So if you're tall, you're gonna have to work to be able to see the seatbelt. I would say if you're tall, try and sit on the far end, be the last one on, because there's a little bit of a gap on most of the rows that'll make it easier to get the seatbelt on. Otherwise, you have to lean over top of somebody and try and see it. And it's very easy for me to take the seatbelt out. It's a very long seatbelt, so I before I sit down, I grab it and I pull it all the way out, and then I sit down. But when I do that, sometimes I latch it over top of the armrest. Just because I have so much seatbelt and there's no way to get it down under there, so you have to kind of wedge it between yourself and the armrest to get it in there. But other than the comfort level and just getting into the ride, it's a good ride. It's just a simulator. So the way it works is it kind of has different scenes that it'll show. So you might get a prequel scene and then a new like episode 8 scene or something that are just two little scenes kind of clipped together. A lot of the time you'll get scenes from movies that are not your favorite per se, because there's a lot of Star Wars movies out there. Yeah, sorry, I just made some friends who came up and asked if I was doing YouTube. Anyway, there are different scenes here at Star Tours, and so you might get a prequel scene mixed with a new trilogy scene, or like a Rogue One scene. I don't really know. I haven't seen them all, but depending upon which movies are your favorite, or if there's certain scenes that you don't like, this ride can be really, really good, or it can be kind of meh. But it's just really just luck of the draw as far as which scenes you get. So overall, I'd say it's a good experience. I probably wouldn't waste a fast pass on it because most of the time the waits are not very long. Yeah. So there's 6 different capsules that you can get into on the ride. So it usually goes pretty fast to get in there because each one holds probably 40 people, at least 40 people. So they can really move that line forward very, very quickly. As soon as the show ends, they can start loading people in for the next one. So very, very quick. Definitely wouldn't waste a fast pass on it though, because it's so hit or miss. It's not something that I can say, hey, this is always going to be good. sometimes you'll get the Jar Jar Binks episode and it's just like, please no. So those are my thoughts on Star Tours here at Hollywood Studios. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't already, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye. So this is going to be the other entrance to Galaxy's Edge. I just came past Star Tours and the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular. I'm on the opposite side of the park from Toy Story. So there's the Muppet Land over there, which it made it a little bit more difficult to get into Muppet Land.